Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in and see this. Just trying to fix the camera a little bit so you can see more of the table. Okay, let's wait. No, perfectionist. Okay, whatever. There we go. Anyway, I hope everyone is doing well. And so, yeah. Happy holidays if you do celebrate any winter holidays, wherever you are in the world and whatever season it is for you. This is going to be a general reading for air sign Gemini, the twins. So, what's a general reading? It can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. So, always take what resonates for you and leave out the rest. And this is also a timeless reading. So, what does that mean? It means for some of you guys, let's say it could resonate 6 months in the past or 6 months in the future, days, weeks, hours, minutes, years, etc. So again, always take it how it resonates for you, since time is fluid and relative. What else? Yes, if you're watching this reading and you are not a sun sign Gemini, rising Gemini, or moon Gemini, or even let's say you're watching because your Venus is in Gemini, or it isn't in Gemini, we can all find something from this reading, hopefully, that resonates, because we all have all 12 zodiac signs throughout each individual birth chart, okay? So that's why I always tell everyone or remind them, right, if you haven't already, to find out your other placements. For instance, what is your sun, moon, rising signs, right? So depending on what's going on in your life, you may resonate more with one or the other, okay? So always keep that in mind. And also, Gemini, when we get into this reading here for you, if you're finding that it's not about you, it could be about the person that you are dealing with, or multiple people you're dealing with, or your general environment situation. All right, so that's a little speech, okay, that I've been doing in the beginning. So if you've seen me before, welcome back. And if it's your first time too, welcome, right? This set of readings that I'm doing is a little longer than I usually do because I'm covering a longer time period. So instead of 2 weeks period, we're doing a 6-week period here till about January 2nd of next year, okay? But again, it's not exact, all right? So we'll start with the first group of cards here. We'll also get into what's on the top and the bottom of each deck. You also have a tarot confirmation card for each, piles, okay? I have pile 1 and pile 2, okay? Group 1, group 2. And then also, again, what's on the top and the bottom of the other deck. And then at the very end, we have a couple of oracle cards. This time, Gemini, for some reason, you got like way more oracle cards than I wanted to take, but Spirit was like, put them on the table. And I was like, okay. So anyway, let's get into it here. I want to do a quick little sound bell for some general healing and grounding for the reading. So let's see. If you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out, but you don't have to. All right. All right. All right, Gemini, let's get into your reading here. Running out of space, so I will put this over here. No worries. And set my little timer, even though I don't really stick to it. It's just kind of there for general guideline. Because sometimes if I'm not looking at the screen, I can't tell, exactly how long I've been on the live or filming. All right, so Gemini, we have a really interesting reading for you here. And like I said, you have a couple of extra oracle cards that I don't normally take. But let's go ahead and call out your cards in the first grouping here. So I was saying briefly earlier that this is covering a 6-week period. We're going back a little bit in time, right, to November 24th or so. If you're in the States, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, kind of that time period, even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, just putting a time frame on it, right? So that would have been this first row here. Okay, and then the second row here in the first group of cards would be like November 29th going forward through that week and weekend. And then this third row here would be about December 6th or so through that week and weekend. And then we're coming to the fourth row, which is where we are now, since today is the 16th, December 16th, right? So this is December 13th through the 19th. And then the following row, the fifth row, would be December 20th, okay, through that week and weekend. And then the last row would be your sixth row here, your 6th week is December 27th through January 2nd, okay? Just as a little guideline there. So I should put something in the description box below too. I'll try to remember to do that. And then also real quickly before we get into it, I do take one photo of all of the cards here in case you want to see that later in more detail while you're watching or listening or whatever. So you can also find out how to do that by clicking in the description box below. I just posted on my Facebook page under the reading. All right, but anyway, let's get into it here, Gemini. So let me turn this down to a little bit. Okay. We have the Three of Swords in the right side up position, the Lovers in the reverse position, the Princess of Sacred Circles in reverse, the Three of Cups right side up, the Nine of Swords right side up, the Eight of Sacred Circles right side up, the Prince of Cups right side up, the Ten of Sacred Circles right side up, and the Prince of Staves in the reverse position. All right, so Gemini, what is going on with you here? Womb child. Okay, I would say that when we're going back to this first row here, again, around November 24th or so, depending on when you're watching this reading for, you yourself were in a lot of pain. Sorry, one second. Leave the cat alone. No, leave her alone. Sorry. The dogs and cat story. Maybe that has something to do with what I was about to say, people fighting, okay? Because your first card is the Three of Swords in the right side up position. So this talks about pain. It can talk about betrayal, hurt, heartache, lower vibrational frequencies, exhaustion, right? And you see this Japanese man leaving these two other Japanese women behind, okay? So it's kind of funny that the dog and the cat were about to kind of get each other in the background because it's kind of like the energy of this card as well. Now when we talk about this energy, this could be energy from the recent past, right? What is recent past? Well, we're talking about November 24th around there, and it's already December 16th, but it could be even further back for you, okay? It's going to be different for everybody since it is a general reading, but it could be a couple of months ago, weeks, or even years, lifetimes, decades, however you want to take it, all right? But normally, depending on how the reading is going, my spirit guides will tell me to talk about what's on the top and the bottom of each deck in different places in every reading, okay? So for this reading, they wanted me to talk about it right away here for you, Gemini. So we talked about the recent past. These two cards will be even further back. So they're just not recent past, but regular past, okay? But I just like to say further back, I guess, okay? So when we talk about these two cards as well, this is kind of why certain cards have come out the way that they have in this first row or this first group. Sorry, let me just put a little music in the background for the dogs. Okay, so they don't bark. Anyway, so what you have here, Gemini, is the Six of Swords in the right side up position and the Eight of Wands in the right side up position. So in the past, okay, in the way back past, somebody here, you yourself or another person that you were dealing with or general environment situation was really trying to get a handle on some type of anxiety, worry, or overthinking, or just not being as clear mentally as they want it to be or you want it to be, right? And so they're really trying to, in the recent past, you yourself or someone else, doubly trying to get control of their emotions. There's two different water scenes here in the Six of Cups with this Japanese man meditating, right? So you see here him meditating with all the swords going down. So here's a pond, but then further back behind that, there's also the ocean. So it's double emotions, double water here. Now, when you pair it together with this other card, the Eight of Wands, or also known as the Eight of Staves in the right side up position, this is a communication card. It also talks about instinct, something coming in really fast, right? Maybe even surprising. And this is recent past energy, right? Or not recent past, but way, way back past. But it goes along with your first card, the Three of Swords in the right side up position. Okay, and again, Spirit wanted me to talk about it in the beginning of your reading, which is kind of unique. So it's saying here, Gemini, that there could be this pain, this hurt, this heartache, this betrayal, this fighting, this lower vibrational frequencies, this exhausted energy, because in the past there was a lot of emotions and some mental confusion here around some type of communication that came in really quickly. Okay, so we'll know more as we go throughout your reading, of course, but I just wanted to, talk about that in the beginning because that's really what my spirit guides wanted me to do. So going forward, your second card is the Lovers in the reverse position. So this is a union card, and this is saying that there is some type of union, whether it's romantic or work partnership or with friends or family, or even union of different parts of yourself. When you talk about self-love, something isn't balanced here, okay, in the recent past in that first week. All right, because normally when it's right side up, you see this man and this woman, and they're coming together, right? And it's an equal give and take, and it's a balance, and it's divinely guided higher vibrational love. Okay, so not just lust if you're talking about romantic stuff, but really connecting on a soul level. Okay, but again, even if it's a work partnership, you can connect on a soul level, right? Sometimes you meet a friend that you really connect with on a soul level. So it's all about some type of union or partnership that is lacking a balance. There could be a possible situation where the reason why it's following the Three of Swords is there's not an equal give and take here with you and someone else, Gemini, or with them, with you, or multiple people, or whatever it may be, or just the general environment situation here, okay? But I do want to say that you have some really amazing cards coming out. So don't focus too much on that. But also, when we talk about the Lovers in reverse, hello, the Lovers card is the Gemini card. I forgot to say that when it's right side up or even when it's reversed, right? So if you find yourself not dealing with a romantic relationship, a work partnership, or with friends or family in some way that isn't having an equal give and take, and there's some kind of pain or heartache or betrayal there, it could just be you're not feeling like yourself, your normal self here, Gemini, with the Lovers in the reverse position in that first week, okay? And it could be because you're exhausted or you're just not feeling high vibe, you know what I mean? It happens to all of us. So, not to worry. Things do get better, all right? But it also could be you're not feeling yourself because there's a lot of emotions here in the past, and you're trying to make sense of that. And then there was some type of communication that came in that could have surprised you or the other person or everyone, and it really stirred your fight or flight syndrome too, right? Because with the birds here flying through the sky. Okay, so it could have had you or the other person or both of you or multiple people, the general environment situation, kind of on edge here in that first week of November 24th or so. Okay, now moving forward to your third card, you have the Princess of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. So this is a little bit of a blockage here, Gemini, where either you yourself or the other person, general environment situation, right, was not planting seeds for the future, was not preparing or gathering in some way. And when we talk about, winter time, depending on where you are in the world, right, the metaphorical symbolism of winter time, if we go back to the hunter-gatherer time, right, you have to hunt and gather and prepare for when those animals aren't around and those plants aren't growing, right? Everything dies in the winter. So there's a little bit of this denial or blockage as far as preparing for the future in some way. But if you're not feeling like yourself, right, Gemini, or you have this lower vibrational energy, that completely makes sense, okay? But now going forward, because there's better things coming, Gemini, your fourth card here is the Three of Cups in the right side up position. So this has a celebratory energy to it. For some of you guys, you could be celebrating something in that second week around November 29th, going forward through that week. Or if it's not a celebration, you could just be feeling more support from your support system, whatever that may be, friends, family, mental health care worker, whatever, etc. Okay. But it's really nice because if you're not feeling like yourself, and you do have friends that check in on you, hopefully they'll be like, hey man, you're not acting like yourself. Are you okay? What's going on? You want to talk, right? This is really nice supportive energy coming in, and maybe having you or the person that you're dealing with, if it's not you, Gemini, general environment situation, really get to ask those questions and kind of hopefully heal and bring those things up. All right, now moving forward, this is your fifth card, yes, is the Nine of Swords in the right side up position. As we already know, right, there is something weighing over you, Gemini, or the other person you're dealing with, general environment, okay? Because there's all these swords, floating over this Japanese woman's head. So excuse me, the Nine of Swords is about that energy too of like, I can't sleep at night, or I can't sleep when I'm supposed to sleep whenever you sleep, right? Some people sleep during the day, depending on your job situation, right? But something's just like kind of gnawing at you or the other person or general environment situation here, okay? And that could be because your support system comes in, right, with that Three of Cups and then is like, hey man, why are you so stressed out, all right? Now, once we let that go in that second week here, in the middle of that second week, here you come with your beautiful sixth card, the Eight of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. So this is about stacking your abundance and learning a new skill or craft to distract yourself, right? Or distract the other person, or distract everyone, right? To just keep moving forward, focusing on something. And what is abundance? Stacking your abundance. It isn't just money, it's whatever you want to create or manifest in your life. So it seems like you get back to your normal self here at the end of that second week here, Gemini, which is such a nice, sigh of relief, right? Now going forward, your seventh card is really beautiful. It's the Prince of Cups in the right side up position. So there could be that last week, right, when we talk about the third row, that's December 6th or so, there could have been some type of communication that came in that you gave to someone or someone gave to you, or it was a communication from the universe to you, Gemini, right, or to the other person, okay? But it's a medium-sized communication because it's a prince and it's not a king. What's a medium-sized communication? It could be that somebody, if it's a work situation or even a friend, they always email you, well, now they're texting you. Or if they only texted you, now they're calling you. If they only called you, now you're going to meet in person. Whatever it may be, just like a next leveling up of some type of communication, that's coming through for you, okay? But this is for momentum. This is positive energy. You see this guy galloping on his horse, okay? And he even has this nicely, nice outfit. He's dressed really nice. There is water in the background as well, way back here, right? So he's got his emotions in control. And the cups in the tarot represent emotional fulfillment, emotional happiness, contentment, emotional boundaries, okay? So his cup is right side up, and that's how you want to see this card. And it's, again, this really nice relief for you here, Gemini, coming in that third week, which would have been last week, okay? Moving forward, another really nice card. You have the 10 of Sacred Circles in the right side up position as your eighth card. Okay, I had to count there. And so this card has actually been coming out in a couple of the other readings, of course, in different placements. But because we have a full moon coming up on the 18th or 19th, and the full moon is in Gemini, hello, in your sign. I already talked about this in a separate video when I did the astrology notes, but I want to mention it now too. So where is it? Hold on, guys. So yes, there's a full moon in Gemini on the 18th. On the 19th, we have the Venus retrograde starts. Also on the 19th, we have Chiron goes direct. So quite a few things coming up as far as astrologically that might affect all of us, okay? So we're still going to talk about what this means for you, but with this little moon in the background, and then you have another moon is a like a little foreshadowing in your second group here. So this, and because the full moon is in Gemini in your sign here, this is kind of like what's building up to that. So back to what this card means. When we talk about 10 in tarot, 10 is a completion number. So also when we talk about this time of year, not just because you're Gemini and it's a full moon in Gemini coming up in a few days, but because this time of year, it's the ending of one calendar year and the beginning of another calendar year in January, right? And so it's like endings and new beginnings. That is part of 10 of sacred circles as well. Okay, and also when you see it here with this community, you see all of these Native American huts and they're all gathered together here. So it is, an energy of abundance and support all around you. Okay, and again, could be really hinting at something here as far as the collective energy of this time of year. But it is for momentum, it is positive energy. Sacred circles are the same thing as pentacles in the tarot. Okay, so it's money, it's whatever you want to manifest in your world moving forward. So really beautiful here, Gemini. Okay. Now, what did I say that was? 8, 9. Your ninth card here, it's a little bit of a blockage, but it's not bad and it doesn't last forever because your next one is really good after that. All right, but you have the Prince of Staves in the reverse position. So this could be a little bit of a lack of confidence in some way for some of you guys, or it could be that the emotions that you were doing so well with recently, when that communication comes in or came in, if you're depending on when you're watching this reading, right, with the Prince of Cups in the right side up position, that something kind of set you off balance here, and now you're like, okay, well, what do these emotions mean now, right? And do I want to level up? I'm not sure. I want to be a prince and then a king. I'm gonna go hide a little bit. I'm gonna go take a break. Or it could just be general stagnant energy here for you, Gemini, towards the end of last week. All right. Now, trying to decide when to talk about that one card, but yeah, I think we'll go ahead and talk about it now before we get into your second group because I don't want to forget to talk about it. So this is your confirmation card for these 9 cards here in the center and the first group, okay? And you have the 5 of Wands in the right side up position. And this is with another deck, the one with the yellow border. It's the Llewellyn deck, right? So the 5 of Wands is very similar energy and really important for you here in that first 3 weeks that we just talked about, Gemini. Is your support system, right? The 3 of Cups, that supportive energy, your friends coming in. Hey man, are you okay? You're not acting like yourself. What are you talking about? What's going on? Okay. How are you feeling? All that. Oh shit. Sorry, I almost dropped my crystal. I was like, no. Okay. So back to the 5 of Wands too. It's also about if in those past 3 weeks here, Gemini, maybe when you weren't feeling like yourself, you were taking everything really seriously. Not saying that Gemini doesn't have serious qualities and moods, right? But on the outside too, maybe the people that don't know us as well, or even our good friends, right? Sometimes we put on that goofy kind of smile and face. And I say that because I am a Sagittarius, which is opposite of Gemini. So sometimes we have that similarity as far as not taking life as seriously as people maybe want us to, or it's just perceived that way. Okay, so when you were in that first week here, that first row, and possibly not feeling like yourself with the Lovers in the reverse position, it could be that you were taking life too seriously. You want it balanced, right? So you want to have this 5 of Wands energy where your friends come in and say, hey, let me look at your scroll. What are your plans? don't make them set in stone. Let's make it flexible. We're here to help. We're here to practice with you and play, right? So you also have your business and your work and what you do, but if you don't have time for play and a little bit of goofing off, right, then things are going to be much harder for you. So that's kind of just briefly what I wanted to talk about there with your confirmation card. All right. So moving forward, where are we now? Yes, your 10th card here, Gemini. Oh, before we do that, let's call out the zodiac signs that I see as far as the major arcana. So we have Gemini, we have Pisces, we have Libra, Scorpio a little bit, and Gemini and Sagittarius again. So it could be, I'll call them out again. Sorry, I'm talking fast. So we have Gemini twice, that's you twice. We have Pisces, Scorpio, Libra, Sagittarius. So when we talk about the signs, it could be that you're dealing with somebody that has one of those signs, or they have multiple, they have those signs predominantly in their birth chart, or you do, or it's just around in the astrology and energy with the people you're dealing with. Or it could be nothing at all, but I wanted to mention it real quickly before I forgot. Okay. So going back forth, going forward, oh my gosh, going forward with your 10th card, we have the Fool. That's what I'm acting like right now. All right, Gemini. So this is a little bit of Gemini energy here, depending on how you look at it. Some people say it is. So I'm going to go with it. It's a little bit of that Gemini and Sagittarius energy. All right. But the Fool card, I love this card, how it's shown in this deck, right? So you see a tarot reader. She's got all these cards in front of her. There's a mirror behind her, and she's holding a mirror image of herself. Okay, so hopefully you can see that there. I don't know if it was focused enough. But this really, speaks of, and this is the beginning when we talk about this fourth row and this second grouping here, December 13th, right? And today is the 16th, okay? So the Fool energy is really beautiful, right? It has serious sides to it too, but it's all about taking a leap of faith. And it is about really looking yourself in the mirror, okay, and asking, do I care how people see me? Do I care if I seem foolish? Or am I acting foolish more than I used to? Or, just really asking those, like I said, ego and identity questions here, and saying, okay, if I am going to make a leap of faith, can I make it? Do I care if I make it? Okay. Questions like that coming in. And again, Gemini, if this isn't your energy, it could be the energy of another person or multiple people you're dealing with, or your general environment situation here. But I really feel like it's a nice fresh start, because when you go back just a little bit to the last card before it, the Prince of Staves in reverse, it was like a confidence thing and the emotions and not sure if you're wanting to level up. And here it's like, okay, I'm going to really ask those questions, and I'm going to make this leap of faith, and I'm going to have some kind of new beginning here. So that's good, and that's kind of what you want to see. Now going forward here, Gemini, there is a little bit of a blockage or challenge here that I can't even talk. In this row, the week we're in right now, okay? Because as your 11th card, we have the Seven of Staves in the reverse position here. Okay, so this talks about not wanting to have a spiritual initiation. What is a spiritual initiation? I don't want to be open right now. I don't want to receive. I can't. I'm not in that mode. Okay. So you could find yourself in this energy here in the middle of this week or even this weekend. And it seems to be a little bit too that you could be in that mode here, Gemini, because you're not seeing something from a higher perspective, or you're not also, in addition to that, not stepping into your own power yet. Okay. And I really see that with 9, 10, 11, 12, your 12th card here, the Three of Sacred Circles in the reverse position, okay? Because it is a blockage, it is a challenge, right? So normally when the card is right side up, you see this eagle and this bear, shapes in the sky in the background, right? And so eagles, because they're a bird, they're like all other birds. They see things from a higher perspective, an angle and viewpoint, and they can see, oh, I'm going to eat that. Oh, I'm going to go sleep over there. Oh, I'm going to do that, right? But when it's in reverse, it's like you can't see from a different perspective, from connecting all of the dots of something, of whatever reason why you're watching this reading, right? It's like you're lacking a perspective, a higher perspective here, a larger perspective of what's really going on. And it could be because, again, you yourself or the other person or multiple people are not stepping into their power. They're feeling a lack of abundance. They're not ready to receive or be open in some way. Okay. But I don't want to stay there too long, because then your next card is really positive here, Gemini. And it's like a breath. It's like a breath of fresh air. The Prince of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. So here you see this Native American man with his peace pipe and the smoke in the background. So the Prince of Sacred Circles is the same as the Prince of Pentacles. So some type of communication could be coming in for you here, Gemini, next week, right? That you give or someone gives to you, or it's just a communication from the universe, from your spirit guides, the general environment, whatever, however you find your signs, right? And it's like, I want to sit down and have a communication with you. I want to work on the communication on being vulnerable, and someone wants to present something to you, or you want to present it to them, or the general universe environment has some really important communication with you, okay? And it could be that this is the shakeup that you need, because, going forward, you do have one repeating card here, Gemini, and that is the Five of Wands in the right side up position. So first you have it here as your confirmation card from this first group, and then here you have it again with your 13th card, the Five of Staves in the reverse position, or Five of Wands in the reverse position, okay? It is the same card. One is from the first group, the first 3 weeks that this reading is for, and then the other one is more in the 5th week in the second group, okay? So one is right side up, right? And one is reversed here, Gemini. So this is kind of like, hey man, where the hell did your support system go? Okay, because you had it before and it kind of came in and it was perfect, and somebody was checking in on you, right? Friends, family, healthcare worker, whatever it is. But then in this week, in this 5th week, next week, it's like, where did they go? Okay, people might be busy, right? If you do partake in the holiday celebrations, or it could be, that you don't want to let them in for some reason, okay? It really just depends, since it is a general reading. But it's, again, also like taking something way too seriously. Or not planning enough for the future, okay? It's like a gentle balance, right? Like I was saying before, you don't want to write everything in stone, because you have to be flexible. That's not how life goes, right? Things are hard to know how things are going to go, right? There's so many options, okay? So being more flexible with that, but there's like this blockage here, okay? And it could be that some of you guys, don't want to change, don't want things to change. It could be, so for some people, and I know I myself have been in this position before, where I wasn't really particularly happy with my life, but it was comfortable. Okay. So that's, again, not for everybody, but for some people, okay? Because you really see that energy here too with your 14th, is that right? Hold on. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15th card, the 10 of Staves in the reverse position, okay? So this is not wanting to level up, not wanting to have an ending and a new beginning, not wanting to keep dealing with whatever these emotions that come up, okay? It could be the emotions that are coming up are connected to the past, or they could be completely new, but it seems like you're having a hard time here, Gemini, or the other person or general environment situation dealing with emotions in general. It's like, oh, I have to deal with this again. And so or it could just be like I said, you don't want to change, or they don't want to change, or the environment is like stubborn here in some way. And it's like resisting, even like we talked about earlier in the reading, the natural, sorry, that was too loud, the natural rhythms of, depending again on where you are in the world, wintertime, right? So it's wintertime here, and we're going to go inward, and things outside are dead, and then spring will come again, right? But it's like, I just want to stay in this dead energy. Like, I don't want things to change. I don't want the new year to come yet. Okay. Um, or it's just stagnant energy if it's not all of that. Okay. Again, it is a general reading. But moving forward, thank God, Gemini, for this last row here for you, because you're going through a lot through this reading, right? It's not an easy reading, and that happens to all the signs and to everyone. But here comes in this really nice energy with the Two of Staves in the right side up position. So this is kind of like a rest, right? This card is not a go, go, go energy for momentum energy. It's just like a passive, like, I am trying to learn from other people that may be in similar situations. What can I learn from them? Can it help me in any way? I'm going to do a lot of people watching. I'm going to go sit outside and not talk to anyone, but just watch people, watch the birds, whatever, the wind blowing in the trees, right? And so just like this healing kind of energy and processing things. And here you see this Egyptian woman. You don't see her face, you see the back of her head, right? But she's looking to the Nile River off into the distance and just processing everything. And so I really feel like that is definitely needed here, for you, Gemini. Now, your next card is that Pisces, a little bit of Scorpio energy as well, with the Moon card in the right side up position. Now, you had in your first row that 10 of Sacred Circles that I talked about was hinting towards the full moon, which is actually going to be in Gemini on the 18th or 19th, right? But here you actually have the Moon card again. So this could be a lot of different things, but it could say that if there is something of significance that went down during this full moon in Gemini, because you have to remember, when the moon is full, you feel the most of the energy the day before, the day of, where it's completely full, and the day after. But for some people, depending on how you are, how sensitive you are, you could be feeling that a week or two before, a week or two after, right? And so here is, in this fourth row, is that full moon energy, okay? But it's like we're still feeling it almost 2 weeks later, again with the Moon card here, okay? For some people, not everybody, right? But basically, I would say here with this Moon card in the right side up position, a lot of creative energy here for you, Gemini, but also just be a little bit careful, right? Because at night we don't see things clearly, okay? I always use the coat hanger example. It's like, okay, at night all the lights are off. I'm looking at the coat hanger and there's a coat on there. It looks like a person and a monster and they're going to come get me or whatever, right? And so you're like, oh my God. But if you just flip the light switch on, you would see, oh, it's just the coat in the coat hanger. So there could be something going on here that is like screaming at you, Gemini. I felt the energy when I was shuffling your cards, like you're not seeing something clearly. And there is somebody trying to help you. There is this wisdom energy. I don't know if you guys can see it in the bottom of the card here. There's actually a Native American woman, okay? And she's like under the bridge and she's like doing something, making pictures, trying to whisper something in your ear, right? To make you pay attention to things are not how they actually seem, right? But also with the water. Am I letting my emotions get out of control where it's not just a creative exercise or using my emotions for my creative projects, but then it's going to this other place where it's like you get confused between what is real and what's not real. So somebody here, this energy is really trying to whisper at you, okay? Now, Gemini, your last card in the main center here, your 18th card is Justice. And right before this card came out, when I was pulling the moon card, I kept hearing the snakes, the snakes, the snakes will be brought to light. I've never heard anything like that, Gemini. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I hear stuff when I'm shuffling, but not often that it's like that clear. And then I didn't know which card I had picked yet, but there are actual snakes going around the bottom of this woman's legs and the justice card in the right side up position. So something will be brought to justice. Something will be definitely brought to light. Whatever in this last week here of December, even the first week of January, depending on how it hits you, right? Because everyone's different. Whatever was confusing you or didn't seem real or you weren't trusting it, okay, or the lines between what's real and what's not, it will be brought to justice. And if there were people here that were acting a little shady, those snakes, they will be brought to light, okay? You will see it, okay? They will know that you see it. And I think that that's a good thing, okay? And this card too, the Justice card, that's that Libra energy I was talking about too. So it could be you're dealing with a Libra or there's just that Libra energy here lending itself to you to find whatever justice it is that you're seeking, okay? And because it's coming, because like again, with the Moon card, that little Native American woman that's trying to whisper something to you, when the Justice card comes out, it's like, oh yeah, I know exactly what's going to happen. Not exactly what's going to happen, but it's like I am trusting that the universe will judge, right, who was in the right and who was in the wrong. Okay, that's really how I see it for you. Because the Justice card is all about truth, Lady Justice, right? And it's a lighter energy and it feels really needed here. Okay. Now, before we finish, because I know we're getting close to time here, what is time, right? It's a construct. We are going to talk about really quickly before we get to the Oracle cards, your confirmation card and also what was on the top and the bottom of your deck for this second group here, okay? Because they wanted me to kind of wait to talk about it towards the end when we talked about the moon and the justice card, okay? So the first one here, your first confirmation card, this one card is confirming all 9 of these cards in the second group, okay? And this is the Queen of Wands in the right side up position. So this is confirming justice like no other because something is coming to light, right? And this Queen of Wands is holding the sunflower here. The sunflower comes from the Sun card. It's about enlightenment, spiritual downloads. Oh, I got all the information now. Oh, I understand now. Oh, they understand now. Oh, they're going to understand now. Okay, do you see what I mean? So it's so beautiful here, Gemini, and it really does confirm that energy. And here she is sitting on her throne, and she's grounded, right? And she's like in her power, okay? Just the way that she looks here. It's abundant energy. It's forward momentum. It's like this peaceful, calm energy. It's really needed here for you, okay? Because like I said, this wasn't necessarily an easy time for you here, okay? Now, really quickly, when we talk about what's on the top and the bottom of your deck here, that confirms and kind of looks back at how and why these 9 cards in the second group here came out, okay? And this is the past, the way, way back past. And what is the way, way back past? For you, it could be a couple of hours ago, days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. Okay, but you had the 9 of Pentacles in the right side up position on the top of your deck, and on the bottom of your deck, you have the 7 of Wands in the reverse position. Okay, so in the way, way, way back past here, Gemini, you could have had a feeling of abundance, a feeling of having a lot of resources and support system around you. You could have been really clear in your mind with your determination, your skill, your goals. You were like crushing whatever you wanted to accomplish, you were doing, right? And if this wasn't you, Gemini, it could be a person around you that was helping motivate you with this 9 of Pentacles energy, right? Because she has a falcon on her arm. That's that skill, determination, and focus here. And then there's a little scribe dude on the side that's like, hey, lady, I got to go to the store. What do you need? And she's taking notes. Okay, and all these coins all around her in the field. Okay, so that's all the abundance that we're talking about, not just money, but whatever you want to manifest in your life. Okay, now along with this past energy here, you have the Seven of Wands in reverse, and this is how you want to see this card, because it's almost like in the recent past here, Gemini, if you started to let go of some of your defenses, or the person you're dealing with started to let go of some of their defenses, or the general environment situation became less hostile, this was really beneficial and made you and others more abundant, more productive, okay, more forward momentum, okay. And so when we talk about these two cards, it's almost like spirit guides wanted me to talk about it at the end with the moon and the justice card. Okay, if we put them together like that, right? Your last card here, your 18th card. It's like, okay, I don't have to defend so much. I don't have to have my defenses up so much, because Lady Justice is going to come in and handle it. Okay? The snakes will be seen, things will be brought to light. Okay? So maybe it's like you're passing on this energy, you're delegating this energy here, Gemini, to someone else, or to the law, right? If it's something to do with legal stuff, okay? Or, somebody who is a police officer, or whatever it may be, whoever is going to come in here and help you and make you see things, and put people in their place, right? That they're being judged for their actions of what they've done, okay? Or just more energy, balance energy, right? Justice is all about Libra, balance, and beauty energy. Everything needs to be nice and clean, and it needs to be balanced, okay? So that's going to come in here for you. So that's why it's almost like, since this is past energy and this is future energy, it could be some repeating stuff going on here from the past. In the recent past, you could have let some of your defenses down and let someone else handle it, so you could go off and be that boss woman, okay, or boss man, whatever, right? And so it's like reminding you to be able to do that again, because justice will be brought regardless. You don't have to be fighting, right? When it's right side up, he's fighting. He's not on stable ground. This is saying, again, reminding you here, Gemini, ground yourself. Put both feet on the ground. Don't let the emotions overwhelm you, and let some of your defenses down, because justice will be brought either way. So you can just focus on your abundance, your pentacles, and what you want to manifest in your life. All right. So, woo child, that was a lot, but hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say and got, something from it. Now, we're going to get into your oracle cards, because you have 5 oracle cards. All right, Gemini, you're like so greedy. I'm just kidding. Because all the other readings I've done, I've only been doing 2, but Spirit wanted it to come out. Maybe because of the Gemini full moon, I don't know. So we'll go in order here. The first 2 are your love oracle cards. So the first one that came out is, and this is again, whether you're watching for romantic love, or platonic love with friends or family, or even self-love, or all of the above. Your love oracle message, first one is finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. All right. So that could be a particular message for some of you guys. Okay. Right? Focusing, what do we say with the 9 of Pentacles? Focusing on your pentacles and your career and your goals and whatever you want to manifest. It could be like putting a little bit of a wedge in your love life, but you gotta do what's right for you, okay? Now, your second love oracle message is romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Okay, so again, this could be for romantic reasons. It could be platonic love with friends or family, or self-love. So if it's with friends or family, your feelings with your friends or family are still real and they're still worth exploring. Okay, and also if it's self-love, your feelings are real and worth exploring with yourself, of course, because self-love is the greatest love of all, and it's the first one that you need to fully love others, right? All right, so very nice here. So it's almost like finances and career, and then romantic feelings, or your feelings are real and worth exploring. So it's like you kind of are trying to balance between the both, but let the other person know, of course, that maybe you need some extra time to focus on your career and your finances before you go on that date or whatever it may be, or spend time with friends or family. All right, now your last three oracle cards. This is the Kalima Oracle deck that my dear friend gave to me that I love the artwork. This is Elena Fairchild's Oracle deck. Okay, I'm not sure who the artist is. I should find out and do a shout out for the artist too. Artwork is by Jimmy Manton. Jimmy Manton. All right. He does some beautiful stuff here, guys. So your first card, it scared me, but it was really like also really fun and exciting. So hopefully I'm going to pronounce this right. Your first oracle card, as far as the Kalima oracle, is Chenamastra. Chenamastra. Check that out. Damn. Right, Gemini? Okay. So I'm going to read a quick little thing here about this oracle card that came out for you. And then we'll see kind of if it resonates with anything from the tarot cards. I'm just going to read one paragraph here. All right. It says, Sacred severance is her radical grace. She is our soul's power to shed and survive, to outgrow and evolve. When the soul needs to separate itself from that on which it once relied, be it a view of ourselves or the world, or a group or belief system that cannot support the truths of the heart, she is the capacity, the sovereignty, and the courage required for self-liberation. Systems of oppression within your mind and your world will be overcome. You have the power to sever your attachment to the past and focus on inner regeneration and reorientation, healing into a path that is worthy of your heart. So, what's really interesting here too, I'm not going to read you all of it, but I did read it myself, and it was talking about how Kalima cut off her own head, and then she drinks her own blood. And it talks about the throat and the throat chakra, and how the head, right, represents the logic and society and status and power and all of these things. And she's like, oh, no, 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 we're going to cut that off. I'm going to make my own reality, right? But it's so beautiful. It's also just this like rebirth energy here. And it's almost okay yes, right on the bell there. When I pulled this oracle card here for you, Gemini, I pull the oracle cards first and then I do the tarot. So I had no idea that the justice card was going to come out, right? But look at that, okay? It's like if somebody was trying to do you wrong, they're not going to be able to, okay? Because you see your own faults and you see society's faults, right? And you are not going to let that shit happen, okay? Now, I would also say, as far as that oracle card, there's one other thing I was going to mention. Let's see. Yes, so Chanamonstra, if I'm saying that right, it means the self decapitating one, fearless freedom and honoring the truth and justice is your way. You gift me with protection through the necessary endings I initiate based on the truth of my heart. You guide me to draw from the power within and to fuel the necessary healing. Unwavering courage, I am filled with inspiration and readiness. My blood is rich, flowing, and desirous. That's not even, what? Is that a word? Desirously and desiring of a new life. I embrace the path before me, letting go of what I have known myself to be. I place myself within the beauty of your wild and unconventional wisdom. Okay. So that's Jama, Kali, Kanan, Kananas Monstra. Kananam Monstra. Okay. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. All right, moving forward, because I said you have so many oracle cards here. Your second one is a little lighter, right? But it's needed and it's what wanted to come out. So it is Kali. Hopefully I'll say this right. Hold on, let me find it. Here we go. Kali Venantra. Kali Venantra. You guys see that down here? Kali Venantra. Okay. It says, she is your inner power to invoke a positive shift in your circumstances. If anything required for success be lacking, the Divine Mother shall provide it, bridging the divide between you and the manifestations of your intentions. You are crossing a critical spiritual threshold. Yeah, that's in your reading. Okay. She is the true guardian and guide. Stay focused on what matters to your heart, and you shall remain faithfully connected to her protective presence within. Allow distractions to fall away and continue to commit to your soul journey. A more beautiful experience of your life path awaits you. And that's totally the energy of the Nine of Pentacles, right? Like, keep focusing on your abundance here, Gemini, your goals. You have the determination and skill and focus to do it. Let all the other distractions, let somebody else handle it. Delegate someone else to get the justice. You don't need to fight every battle, okay? All right. That's my TED Talk. No, I'm just kidding. And we have one more here for you. Okay, we're almost done. What are we at? Okay, 56 minutes. All right, that's okay. We're doing 6 weeks here. So this is, it's the sword. It's one of Kali Ma's weapons here. So you see the sword and the 2 skulls, okay? So this is Kadra. I think I'm saying that right, hopefully. It says, she wields the holy sword of divine severance. Okay, that's the second time we said severance, right? Because the Chennai Nastra. The first one, number 20, also mentioned severance. Okay, severance, what is that? Cutting away, right? It's almost like when you think of severance with the work situation, if they fire you or letting you go, they're giving you extra pay, or they're giving you something to help you leave, right? And this is cutting off our head, and then we have cutting again, cutting away, shedding, right, Gemini? Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. This is the perfect time of year to do that. So it says, she wields the holy sword of divine severance, empowering the soul in radical letting go. She instills the courage to bear the pain of loss and the wisdom to realize the secret blessing that can only arise when we embrace change. Where our strength of will may falter, she intervenes to ensure we do not sabotage our ultimate fulfillment and spiritual progress. She will not allow our souls to be ensnarled in any kind of deception or trapped in fear, right? The deception, the moon, not seeing things clearly, she will bring it to light. Yes. Okay, bring it to light. Also, what was the other one I was thinking about? I can't remember now. That's all right. Let me just finish reading this and maybe it'll come back to me. Where was I? Okay. Embrace change. Oh, that's what it was. What did I say early in your reading? Where, yes, the 10 of staves in reverse position, 10 of wands. Resisting change, right? We get comfortable in our change. We don't want to change. Well, change is needed. It's too bad. So it's going to happen one way or another. Sorry, it's true. Okay. So she says, where our strength of will may falter, she intervenes to ensure we do not sabotage our ultimate fulfillment and spiritual progress. She will not allow our souls to be ensnarled, in any kind of deception or trapped in fear. She is the liberator, and her sword clears the path, revealing the truth. revealing the light, revealing the justice. Okay. Kadra is the Sanskrit word for sword. Dali Kadravasi means the divine mother who wields the sword. What is this sacred weapon? The sword severs, breaks, and destroys. It can be a symbol for truth and the need for our soul to let something or someone go, even though the attachment of the ego may demand that we remain connected out of fear of loss or fear of the pain of loss. Devi Kali's sword is the symbol of her will and her attainment. Her sword knows which attachments require severing and when and how to obtain such a release, even when the holding on, perhaps out of fear or guilt or doubt, denies us the capacity to even consider walking away. Her will prevails. Okay. What else? Is there anything else? Okay, this is pretty. It says, this is like the little prayer that you can do at the end. Beloved Divine Mother Kali Davi Kadra Kavas. Okay, I'm messing it up. Okay. Divine, blessed, beloved Divine Mother Kali Davi Kadra Vase. I'm trying my best. You wield the divine sword of protection that severs attachments and allows for spiritual progress and freedom for the heart to find and express divine fulfillment. May the process of letting go bring me peace and receptibility to the great blessing you generously bestowed upon me for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Jama Kali. Okay. So there is a lot more you can look up, if you're more interested in this, because it goes on and on here. But there's a special way that you can honor each one of these aspects of Kali Ma with this oracle deck here. So again, if you're really into it, you can check out the Elena Fairchild Kali Ma oracle and just maybe Google these words, okay, and the numbers of the cards and see if it'll pull anything up. If not, let me know in the comments down below and I can try to find it for you if that's something that you're into, okay? But those are the three that came out of that one. All right, so, oops, I keep stepping on something down there. Anyway, with all that being said here, Gemini, that is your reading for this time period. I really do hope you got something from it. And feel free to let me know in the comments down below if you want to, but that's okay if you don't want to either. Also, thank you for your likes. It does not only let me know you like the video, it's more about the algorithms for YouTube. So it's a nice free way to share the video with others. The more likes that it gets, other people will click on it as well. And what else was I going to say? Thank you for your shares, for your general energy, and your views. And of course, if you want to subscribe and you haven't yet, it is free. All you have to do is click on the bell icon in the bottom right and make sure that it's blue and it's active, and it basically notifies you when I put out new videos. So hopefully I will be coming back tomorrow with Cancer. All right, so Cancer, you're coming up. All right, so if you guys want to join me there too, that would be great, but if not, that's okay too. Enjoy this time period, and thank you guys so much. I'll see you later. All right, bye.